One of the pleasures of being a portrait photographer are the amazing conversations we have with our subjects. In this short film, I share my conversation with a quilter, teacher, humanitarian, and an amazing fabric artist, Carolyn Harper.
I definitely feel like the artworks that I'm working on often take on a life of their own. And my process is very intuitive, but often the work sort of leads me in a certain direction, and I feel like I have to let go of control. I'm Carolyn Harper. We are in my home studio in Narberth, Pennsylvania. I create hand-sewn large-scale quilts, mostly portraits, and I also do hand-embroidered batik portraits. I initially started working in fabric and textiles back in the 90s when I was making quilt panels for the AIDS Names Memorial Quilt Project. When I start a new piece, I'm generally thinking about the person whose face I am creating. And I'm thinking about who they are, what they've been through, how I can best portray them. I don't usually pick the people that I'm going to do portraits of. It's more a matter of happenstance, who I happen to know, who is interested in the project. And for the current project, anyone who was interested would send me a photo and I would just get to work. It's always a mystery how it's going to turn out. It never turns out the way I imagine it in my head. Sometimes I will ask the person I'm going to portray if they have any color preferences or color choices. Sometimes they do, often they do not. And then I will just look at the photograph and be inspired by the photograph and by what I know about the person themselves, and pick a color palette and go from there. In the early 2000s, I actually did a photo project about loneliness, and particularly about the loneliness of women and mothers. But I was also learning the technique of batik at that time as well, and I was experimenting with batik portraits, just generic portraits. And from there, I segued into creating batik and textile portraits of people, mostly women, who had been disenfranchised, abused, discriminated against in some way, or forgotten. I also did a series about queer love. And then, because I was doing volunteer work at a Philadelphia homeless shelter, I started doing portraits of homeless people that I met during that time. And that was one of the reasons that I became interested in the issue of incarceration, because I saw the strong connection between homelessness and incarceration. I have no idea where the source of my creativity comes from and why some people are creative and others are not. All I know is that from the earliest I can remember, all I wanted to do was make things with my hands. I wanted to draw, I wanted to cut out paper, I wanted to paste. I've always wanted to create art. Teaching small children is really the best because they are so uninhibited, and that really helps me as an artist because I strive for that. I strive for that inhibition that children have. My work is very obsessive, and that is definitely who I am. I'm obsessive, and the work, all of these little tiny stitches that take hours and hours and hours, that is very reflective of who I am. I find the repetitive detail work, this hand sewing, to be very meditative and soothing. And it has been helpful to me personally to do this work. I haven't yet ever felt like I am repeating myself, but I am at a point because I just finished over 40 hand-embroidered batik portraits, plus several large quilt portraits. So I am feeling like I need to take a break from portraiture for a little while and start something completely new and completely different. I think criticism is really important. I want to know, for example, what the people who I portrayed, what they think about the work. I want to know what other artists think. I always know that there is probably something I'm not seeing, something I'm missing. Often as an artist, you can get lost in your own work, and after a while, you don't really see it. if that makes sense. So I love hearing what other people think. It gives me fresh eyes to see my own work. I'm always surprised by people's reactions to my work, and I'm always surprised when people tell me they love it. I don't know why that is surprising to me. I think I'm probably my own worst critic, but it's surprising and delightful when people tell me how much my work means to them, or how much they enjoy it or like it. I guess I would just like to tell you a little bit about some of the people portrayed in this current exhibition, Prison Portrait Project, because they are people that most of us have forgotten about. They've been in prison for decades, most of them for second-degree murder. Many of them claim they're innocent, many more admit to the crime, but none of them are the same person that they were when they were first imprisoned. And they are all of them deserving of a second chance. Most likely they will never get it. So I'd like to tell you about my friend Paul. He is almost exactly my age. He's 61, and he was incarcerated in 1982 when I was a senior in high school, and he was a senior in high school. He doesn't remember to this day committing the murder. It was an accidental murder committed when he was showing off for some friends and broke into someone's house. Paul is very childlike. He has a lot of learning differences, but he works in the prison volunteering with those who are dying and those who are sick. So he works with other prisoners, changing their diapers, bathing them, helping them eat. He sits vigil with each individual when they die. And he doesn't get paid for this work. He just does it because he feels called to do it. He is such a gentle and kind soul, and I can't even imagine why he is still in prison.